it's also important to understand that the recipients of the Torah are not Israel. The recipients of the Torah is humanity. Israel is the co-author of the Torah. Is it correct or is it incorrect for a non-Jew to learn Torah? Right? Someone who is not part of Israel. Should they or should they not learn Torah? And there are Rabbanim who've come out saying that it's forbidden for a non-Jew to learn Torah. And they use, in the Rambam it says here, it's in chapter 10 of Hilchot Malachim, the 9th halacha, it says that a Gentile who studies Torah, this is the English translation first, a Gentile who studies Torah is liable to the death penalty. They should be involved in the study of their 7 mitzvot only. Okay. But then the next halacha, right, if we go to halacha 10, says we should not prevent a Gentile who desires to perform one of the Torah's mitzvot in order to receive reward from doing so, provided he performs it as required. Okay. Like if he brings a korban olah, right, we accept the korban. If he gives tzedakah, right, we accept the tzedakah. And then it says, but if he's an idolater and he gives tzedakah, we only give that, we don't accept that for Jews in need, but we'll give that to Gentiles in need. But what's important here, if we go back to the Hebrew, instead of just using the English translation, the first halacha I mentioned, Tet, 9, uses the word, the abbreviation akum, like avodat kochavim, people who are star worshippers, people who are idolaters. So we're saying that an idol worshipper who studies Torah is liable to the death penalty. They should only be involved in the study of the 7 mitzvot, right? And then it says, the language in Hebrew for the next halacha, Yud, 10, says Ben Noaḥ, meaning we shouldn't prevent a Ben Noaḥ who desires to perform one of the Torah's mitzvot in order to receive reward from doing it, assuming he does it properly. Meaning that, and then later, when it says, do we accept tzedakah from them, yes or no, it says, akum not, that's where we say, okay, we'll accept it, but give it to non-Jews in need. But when talking about the Ben Noaḥ, we say, yeah, we accept their tzedakah and we accept their korbanot, etc. So there is a distinction that the Rambam is making here between a Ben Noaḥ, meaning someone who's accepted the Sheva Mitzvot Bnei Noaḥ, and someone who is an idol worshiper. Right? There's a distinction being made there. So for an idol worshiper, learning Torah is bad. And why? Likely because they won't understand it properly. And we can see that with Christianity. Right? When the Christians study our Torah, they misunderstand it. And by this understanding, there's a distinction between what the Rambam means in Halacha Tet and Halacha Yud, when he's talking about the Akum, the idol worshiper, versus the Ben Noaḥ, right? That is supported by the Khatam Sofer in his commentary on Chulin, page Lamed Gimel, right? 33. I think it's Amud Aleph, right? That's supported there by the Khatam Sofer. And in general, we should know that even like when the Tosfot talk about Gentile being forbidden from learning Torah, like I'm Chagiga and Gemara Chagiga, like Tosfot say that, we for the most part understand this to be the Torah Shebal Peh, right? The Torah Shebal Peh. And some people might say it's Torah Shebachtav, like meaning there might be opinions that it's this and it's that. Some people might say that non-Jew is forbidden from learning Torah at all, and some people might say, well, a non-Jew can learn Torah Shebachtav, the written Torah, but not Torah Shebal Peh, the oral Torah. When it comes to this, when it comes to Noaḥide issues in general, our practice is to hold by the lenient position. So, for sure, we should take the position that the written Torah, Torah Shebachtav, should be accessible to non-Jews, especially Bnei Noaḥ. But it's also important to understand that the recipients of the Torah are not Israel. The recipients of the Torah is humanity. Israel is the co-author of the Torah. We co-authored the Torah in two ways. Number one, we developed the halakha throughout history, right? The development of halakha is us co-authoring the Torah with Hashem. And also by living the Torah in our land as a nation, right? We took the Torah from Sinai. We took it to Jerusalem, right? We say, Ki metzion tetzeh Torah udvar Hashem Yerushalayim. From Zion will come the Torah and the word of Hashem from Yerushalayim. But we received it in Sinai, right? Har Sinai received the Torah. So we carry it to Jerusalem, we carry it to Zion, we process it by living it as a nation in our land for centuries, and we transform it into the Tanakh. And only as the Tanakh does the Torah become accessible to humanity. Only as the Tanakh does the Torah become accessible to humanity. But we process it for a reason to make it accessible. But it has to be accessible, it has to be accessed in the right way. The approach of the Noaḥide is to know that this Torah was given to the children of Israel and distilled through the children of Israel in order to ultimately get to me. Whereas the Christian just tries to appropriate it, steal it, and make it mean something else. So that is not okay. But for sure, we're processing the Torah for the sake of humanity, to ultimately bring it to humanity, or at least the parts that they're meant to access. We could say Torah Shebaal Peh is for us, and the Torah Shebechtav is meant to be processed and shared with all of humanity. That's an approach that makes sense to me, right? And it just practically speaking, it says even in the Oral Torah that a Gentile can fulfill an extra mitzvah beyond the 7 if they accept it when they become Noaḥides, right? If they accept that mitzvah upon themselves, meaning there's room to say that learning Torah is perfectly okay for a Noaḥide, because it seems clear to me that the Rambam is distinguishing between a Bnei Noaḥ and an Akum, between an idolater, an Akum, and a Bnei Noaḥ, a righteous Gentile who accepts the Torah is coming through Israel to humanity.